this is my whole thought process behind doing this video. I was like, okay, I don't have my phone on me, and I should probably put something on my face for this, and I'll wait until we get home, and then I'll do the video. And then I was like, why do I have to do all of that if I'm just trying to make a video to just say something to people, to like let them know? So this morning I said I wanted to be at the beach. This is the closest thing I have to the beach, but so we were just talking. Adam and I, we actually just spent 2 hours talking to a man, a 70-year-old man who is cleaning up the park that we're at. Don't worry, I have my mask. And it was really delightful. We spoke for 2 hours, and he shared stories about living in this neighborhood for like 50 years, and it was a great time. We later got into politics and didn't see eye to eye, but I realized that it's really awesome to talk to people in real life instead of just getting all heated up online, because at the end of the day, I think when you talk, actually Brene Brown says this, she says, it's really hard to hate people up close. So when you get up close, of course 6 feet apart nowadays, maybe that's actually why we like are hating each other more. But anyway, 6 feet apart, having conversations in person is just so much more important. And even if we walked away holding different political views, we at least heard each other, and he gave me a lot of perspective, and I feel like we gave him perspective, and it was really, really awesome and beautiful, and we laughed a lot. That's not the point of this video, actually. The point of this video is that I am recording this right now on Adam's phone, and I haven't really been on my phone. I haven't like put social media, I like deleted Instagram and Twitter off of my phone for temporarily, and I just get on it when I need to. And it's been really healthy and amazing, and I've realized most recently the importance of boundaries, especially online. And I am like, I hope you hear the water crashing because I think it's really nice, but I am like learning about boundaries more than ever now, and because I'm like actually understanding why things make me feel a type of way, or why I go through more intense situations without understanding the direction that they came in from. And I just like realized in the conversation I was just having with Adam that part of why I had to delete Instagram or Twitter off of my phone is because I was getting really overwhelmed with the amount of triggering messages, not just like gaslighting, but just also people dumping like really traumatic stories on you. Hey, have you heard this? Hey, have you posted this? Oh my gosh, did you see this really like wild video? This is like, and it's just like uncalled for. And I think that a lot of times people on the internet feel like it's okay to, because it's the internet, it's not real life, that there's this like lack of boundaries, and you can just send anything to anyone at any time without even thinking about where that person's headspace is. Like before I deleted Instagram, I had gotten just really traumatic messages that really sat with me and shook me to my core. It wasn't really asking for help, but anyway, I realized like I go to this place where I feel like I need to help, or I need to give this person the answer, or they're like, I just take on this responsibility, but I try to reckon with myself that this actually isn't my responsibility, and actually it's probably irresponsible to take this on as a responsibility because I'm not an expert in this, or I'm not a mental health like professional, or whatever it is, right? So I'm making this video, I guess, with the intention that I really hope that when you share something with someone, and it's so easy to get caught up in sharing really traumatic things, right? But I think that we also know everyone is going through something right now. Everyone is always going through something. This is nothing new, but we are collectively going through a moment of trauma, and everybody's trying to manage it and get through it in their own way. But keeping that in mind, what I'm committing to doing, what I've tried to start doing, is when I want to ask someone for advice, or I want to share something with somebody that isn't always the easiest thing to share, asking if they're in the right headspace. Hey, do you have a moment? How's your heart? How's your mind? I have something something I want to ask, or something I want to talk about, but it's a little heavy. Is this okay? Is this an okay time? Granted, what happens a lot of times is people are reaching out to public figures or those who have followings, and you think it's your one shot to send this message, and so you send this really long thing with this attached video and this link and the demands of what people should be doing, without the understanding that, one, it's unreasonable to expect everyone to post about everything, and you shouldn't want that of other people, because that is performative. That means it's not genuine. There's a difference between raising awareness about issues and circulating things that there is a call to action, right? And also just demanding people to use their platform in the way that you see fit because of your experience. And it's really harmful and a lot harder when it's people like myself and people that I know personally who and I hate to say it this way, but we do a lot of work for free that takes a lot of emotional energy, and we do this because this is our life's work and what we choose to do and what we put out, and this is what we think is important. This is how I have always used social media, and I've always used my platform for the almost 10 years that I've been on it. I don't know how long you've been following me, but when I first got Facebook and Twitter, I got that because I was using my mom's to look at my friend's stuff, and I really didn't want to be on social media, and she was you need to get your own accounts. And then I got my own accounts, and I realized this does not make me feel good, so I'm going to use it for good deed opportunities, and I'm going to use it to share my dreams and whatever. And for those of you who've been following me for that long, you know this. So anyway, it's a full-time job. It takes a lot of energy, and I just hope that people, if you are a person who reaches out to people, that you are mindful and you don't of their life and their mental state and how they've already been using their platform, which I think a lot of times when you have, especially in moments of hostility between people that you're that are a part of your community, for me, the Muslim community or the Muslim women community specifically, when there's this sense of hostility that circulates, it comes from this lack of perspective, right? And it's just well, you should be using your platform this way, you should be saying this, you should be doing this, but you have you are you don't take the time to actually see how I have been using my platform before you make those accusations and judgments. And two, you are not familiar with the things that I do offline. And I want to ask people to remember the importance of realizing what social media is. And it's just social media. And we talk a lot about performative allyship or performative activism, right? Which is where you're just posting just to post because you think it's the right thing, because you want people to think that you're doing the right thing. And that's not cool. That's not the goal. That's not what we want. And so when you're demanding things, or you're calling people names, or you're forming opinions on people based on your perspective without any context or understanding or actual personal relationship with that person, it just doesn't make sense. And so ask yourself, do you want performative advocacy from the people that you're demanding things from? Are you keeping in mind where they might be in their mental state, in their personal lives? Because social media is not everything. It's not everything. That's why I'm off of it, because I am so overwhelmed in my own personal life that I realize I don't have I don't have the energy to give right now. And if I'm using social media to give, then I need to stay off of it and protect myself for a little bit. So those are the things that have been on my mind. If you are watching this and you are a public figure, I hope this resonates with you, or public figure, have a following, whatever you want to call it, I don't care. You're on social media all the time. Protect yourselves. Set boundaries. I'm making this video for my community because I want you all to know that I love and I appreciate you tremendously. I appreciate the openness and the vulnerability that we experience together and how you feel comfortable enough to send things. I'm just asking that moving forward for everyone, that we always keep in mind that we are not entitled to people's time and energy, and that isn't a way to build a thriving community. That in order for us to actually build the community that we really want, that we want to see successful, that we want to see thrive, that we want to see mentally healthy and emotionally healthy, then we have to protect ourselves and each other, and not fall, like, just be susceptible to thinking that because something is going viral or being shared or something's happening, that immediately, like, you should just bombard everybody with things without, like, checking in, you know? I don't know. I hope I can... This is something I'm going to continue thinking about. And so forgive me if this isn't as clear, because I literally just took Adam's phone right now while we were sitting by the water and I'm rambling. But it's been weighing really heavy on my heart. And I think after the conversation that I had right now with the man that we just spent so much time with, and I'll describe, without saying his name, I'll describe him to you. He is a white 70-year-old man with a long goatee and a teal hat that said Cape Cod 2001, and it was torn up.
You realize that's why the conversation started.
Well, the conversation started because I talk to strangers anywhere I meet them.
Yeah, but the initial...
I know. And he was wearing beautiful, like, bright blue denim overalls and the crispiest white shirt you've ever seen from JCPenney. And I just told him we were talking about how much we appreciated him keeping the park clean, and it led to the most phenomenal stories that include him being followed around by 20 iguanas in someone's house and then being thrown out of a loft in the middle of whatever in Midtown, like, decades ago, and phone books and investigative stuff and addiction. Like, it was a lot. And I will admit, at the end of the day, at the end of the conversation, it ended in talking about Trump and his views, and we taught each other things, and we greeted each other a great goodbye, and I hope to see him again, and I hope to have those conversations, have more real life conversations. It feels so much better, and it feels like and you know what it feels like? And I'll tell you this is the thing that I'm realizing. Having real life conversations about things that you're passionate about, with strangers especially, because sometimes talking to people that you know it's obviously important, but can be incredibly hard. Talking to strangers makes you feel like you can do something about the problems that you see. It makes you feel like you are in a leveled playing field, and that, look at Adam shaking his head.
Totally.
A leveled playing field, and that you both want the same things, which at the end of the day, like we kept saying, we want the same things. And that you can actually change people's minds, like, through compassion and empathy and conversation, and it's just really special. So yeah, that's all I have to say. I love and I appreciate you all. And if you took the time to watch all of this, I really, really hope that it touched you in one way or another. And this isn't to call people out, or this isn't to stir up debate. It isn't to, like, offend anybody or take it it's not about you. Most things are never about you. It's never personal. It's literally about me doing work on myself right now and really wanting to be better so that I can be better for you all. And I really, really, really hope that you have the opportunity to do the same, because we need you, but we need the best version of you. And the best version of you comes from when you start doing work on yourself, and you start healing, and you start setting your own boundaries, and realizing that, like, you don't have to like put yourself in positions where you're just constantly feeling and exposing yourself to all of the trauma that's happening around you without working on yourself first. So that's my commitment. What's yours? What's yours, Adam?
Coffee.
Okay, bye.